The easiest thing I've done was to get out from under the labels and to live the life that I live. The most difficult thing I've ever done was to believe that I can do it. We want to live a life that will outlive us. The work that you're doing. There are people that you will never meet, whose lives that you've transformed, that you're living a life that will outlive you. Oliver Wendell Holmes said that once a man or woman's mind has been expanded with an idea, concept, or experience, they can never be satisfied to going back to where it was until their lives will be transformed and they will become a pencil, as Mother Teresa would say, in the hand of God and start writing a new chapter with their lives.
So how do people get hungry?
You get hungry by finding something that's you. I believe that all of us are born unique, but most of us die copies. You got to find out what is it that turns you on, what resonates with you. This is my passion. This is my drive. This is something that I feel in my heart. The key to that hunger-driven life is a heart-centered life. I didn't do what I'm doing for years.
I want to write that down. The key to a hunger-driven life is a heart-centered life. Okay, now what does that mean? You know, I've seen a lot of people trying to get hungry at building their business or building their lives. It's a hunger-driven life is the key to a hunger-driven life is a heart-centered life, meaning anything you are not doing right from the bottom of your heart, there will be no hunger to drive. There will be no hunger or drive to do it. That's why I tell people, even in our business, do you truly, in the deepest part of your soul and your heart, do you truly want to be successful? Do you truly want to make a difference? Do you truly wish to, want to have a life where you can be proud of, a life of impact? Do you truly want it? Because at every given point in time, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be problems. This is the single thing that will control most areas of your life. It will control the kind of friends you keep. You're going to control your relationships. You're going to control the kind of work you pick up. You're going to control virtually everything about you. The business you are doing right now, is it from the bottom of your heart? Do you truly want to succeed? I want you to settle with this, because if there is no genuine interest in your heart to succeed, trust me, there will be no hunger to go the extra mile. There will be no hunger to follow through with the process. That's the problem. The key to a hunger-driven life is a heart-centered life.
Because of my programming, because of the culture in which I was raised in, I would see other people with degrees and PhDs and MBAs and credentials I don't have, and I convinced myself I couldn't do it. Not only someone's opinion of you does not have to determine your reality, but you have to work on yourself, and you have to have an unstoppable attitude, and no excuse is acceptable. And
you have to work on yourself. You have to be, you have to put yourself in a position where you don't accept any excuse. You won't have to allow your background, your environment, where you are coming from, to hold you back. And I always tell people this: my environment where I grew up was one of the greatest challenges I ever had in my life. That was one of the greatest challenges I ever had in my life. But you have to constantly work on yourself, constantly develop yourself, and know that someone else's opinion, your environment's opinion, where you're coming from, people can look at you and say, you know what? She can't be anything good. He can't be anything good. Nothing good will come out of them. Nothing good will come out of her. You have to constantly work on yourself and defy those opinions of people.
You have to make it a priority, a non-negotiable in your life, and hold a constant vision of what it is you want to achieve. See it accomplished and go all out. Find a way to win in spite of the setbacks, in spite of the disappointments, in spite of your failures. I tell people, you will fail your way to success. I have a saying, is life knocks you down trying to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. A gentleman who dramatically transformed my life. I was a junior at Booker T. Washington High School in Miami, Florida, and I went in his class looking for another friend, and he said, go to the board and work this problem out for me. I said, sir, I can't do that. He said, why not? I said, I'm not one of his students. He said, do it anyhow. And the other kids started laughing and said, he's Leslie, he's DT. And he said, what's DT? His brother is smart, but he's the dumb twin. And I said, I am, sir. He came from behind his desk and he pointed at me and said, don't you ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. And he taught me three things. He said, if you want to become successful in life, young man, he said, number one, you got to change your mindset.
Change your mindset.
He said, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are.
If you want to be successful, three things. The first thing he said there is what you have to change, what? Your mindset. You can't get in what in life what you want. You get in life who you are, what you are. True success is who you become. And who you become starts with what you think about yourself. You can't become something different from what you think about yourself. If you see yourself as a failure, trust me, you will ultimately fail in life. If you see yourself as a success in this business, you will ultimately succeed. How many of you have sat down? Do you know I have sat down and I want to be very sincere with us. Before I became a top earner in the business, I've already seen myself being awarded a top earner. I sit down, I've seen myself having a team of 100,000 persons. I've seen myself having my Zoom meetings and having 5,000 unlimited people attending my Zoom meetings. I've seen myself there. You can't become something different from what you see yourself as. So every true and lasting change that happens in your life starts with the way you see yourself. Who do you see yourself as? That's why yesterday I gave us an assignment, definition of yourself. How do you define yourself? Send it to me on WhatsApp. Some of you did it, some of you didn't do it. That's okay. Don't be in a hurry after this meeting. If you've not done that assignment, go do that assignment. Who do you see yourself as? Do you see yourself as someone that starts a thing and never accomplishes? There was a time I put up that label on myself, that I'm a good starter, I'm not a good finisher. How many of you have heard that before? You hear people say such nonsense. They will tell you things like, I'm a good starter, but I'm not a good finisher. How many of you have heard that before? That's nonsense. Let me see with your hand. That's arrant nonsense. No, I'm good with starting things. I am not good with managing things. So you've already put a label on yourself that you're not good with managing things. Someone put a label on yourself, say, you know what? I think I'm careless with money. Can you imagine such? The reason why you are careless with money is because all through your life, you live in an environment where people were careless with their money. If you live close to someone that is very prudent with money, someone like me, I'm very prudent with money. I save a lot, I plan a lot, I budget a lot, and I also enjoy myself a lot. I love budgeting. I love planning. Yes, I love living a balanced life. If you come around me, trust me, you don't have a service, you will start saving. You come around me, you are once money enter your hand, boom, you are very, very flippant with money. Trust me, you will start thinking 2 times before you spend money. I've seen people confront me to say, no, somebody, you don't live like that. You're not like that. I said, no, what? Because I budget very well. So you live around people like me, you will learn budgeting. It's because you've lived around people that don't know anything about budgeting. They don't know anything about planning, savings, investments. That's the reason why you've lived your life, being flippant with money. So who told you that that's who you are? That you are careless with money? Who told you that's who you are? That's who you've accepted yourself to be. And guess what? You keep being careless with money. You won't have the fortitude, you won't have the strength of character to be able to start saving because you've told yourself you are careless with money. There was a time I put a label on myself. I don't know how to invest my money. I can make money. I don't know how to invest because every time I invest my money, I keep losing my money. I put a level of myself. And I was always looking for people. I was always looking out for people that will invest my money, that will manage my money for me. And they ended up wasting my money. Did you know what? Everything in my life changed when I turned that level opposite. I told myself, I looked myself in the mirror, I told myself, see, you're not your worst enemy. You can learn how to invest. Go study the greatest investors. I had to get their books, Peter Lynch, Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett. As in every of their video I could see on YouTube, I watched all of them. I'm not exaggerating. There's hardly any video you pull up on Warren Buffett on YouTube I've not watched. I watched hundreds of videos of Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Peter Lynch. I have their audiobooks and I studied them. And I understood the psychology of investment. And everything about investment changed. And I'm telling you, so who do you call yourself? Who do you see yourself as? So the first key to transformation, you have to change the way what? The way you think about yourself. Anything you're not competent at today, you can get competent at it tomorrow. Don't tell yourself because you're not competent at this, that's who you are. Don't do that. I've seen that say things like, there was a time, I want to give us many levels. There was a time I told myself also, I don't know how to dress. I don't know color combination. So you know what? I was dressing in a very shabby way. My dressing was nonsense. When I changed that level, everything changed. I can do color mismatch anyhow. I will wear a black shoe and wear a white or a brown belt. I don't know color combination. But immediately I changed it. Someone somewhere, told me, see, rich man doesn't care about all those things. I said, it's a lie. I have to change the narrative. Who do you see yourself as? What label have you placed on yourself? What label have you placed on yourself? You have to constantly change the way you think. If in our business, you see yourself as a top recruiter, trust me, you end up being a top recruiter. If you see yourself as the best, as a very good presenter, if you're always scared and telling yourself, I don't want to present, I'm not good with talking to people, I am not good with rejection, I can't handle people telling me no. Really? You can't handle rejection? And then you put a label on yourself, telling yourself, I'm someone, watch this. Be careful of anything you put after I am. I am someone that doesn't like this. I am someone that is like this. Be very careful. That is, when you say I am, you are defining yourself. Be careful. Be careful. Change the way you think about yourself. And then everything around you will change. So let's look at the second key to transformation from this round.
Number 2, practice OQP, only quality people.
So what's number 2? Practice OQP. What is OQP? OQP is an acronym for only quality people. Now he's going to talk about relationships and having friends around you. So let's listen to him, and then after we're going to have a discussion on that.
You earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. I found that out. I left all my broke friends. I said, y'all got to go. Because I used to be so broke, I'd pass the bank and trip the alarm. And the third thing is...
Now, let's talk about OQP, only quality people. I thought this is to be a joke. I thought it to be a joke. And then I started experimenting it in my seminars. I don't know, wait, you heard me do that, right? I think it was in Bauchi. It was in Bauchi, where I will call out someone. I was doing this practically. I'll call out a man and I asked him, how much are you earning? Did you hear me do that? How much are you earning? The man told me how much he's earning. And that's what I did in Bauchi. And I told him, you know what, let's take a study. I told him, can you remember 6 of your friends, closest friends? He said, yes. I said, you know what? Do you know how much they are earning averagely? He said, yes. I said, you know what? Let's do a mathematics. He mentioned how much they are all earning, and we added it up and divided it by 6. Trust me, his own personal income was not far-fetched from the figure. Now, I reversed engineered it in Gombe. In Gombe State, I picked on a man and I said, sir, I want to guess how much you earn per month. The man was like, do you know me before? I will not forget his name. His name is Mr. Musa. I said, no, but I want to show you the power of association. And then I asked the man, 6 of your closest friends, do you know how much they earn? He said, yes. I said, you know what? Give me their income. He gave me the income of 6 of his closest friends. This one is not an acquaintance. And people you call your paddy, my main person, my paddy. By the time we added it up, its income was between 80,000. I think what we got was about 85,000. I said, sir, you are really about 20,000 naira less or 2,000 naira more on 85,000. And he told me, perfect. His income is around 90,000. Practice the principle of OQP. Stop giving your time and wasting your life away with people that are not going anywhere in life. This is a difficult thing for me to do. Someone like me, I'm relationship driven. I'm relationship driven. I don't know whether you are like me. I don't let go of friends so easily. That was in the past. Anyone that is not ready to improve on their present circumstance, on their present lifestyle, anyone that is not moving where you want to be. I always say there are three categories of people you have to be with. Okay, but make sure you are more with people that are ahead of you. Number one, people that have gone far ahead of you. Number two, people that are on the same level with you. Number three, people that are below you. Now look at your relationship here. People that have gone ahead of you, let me tell you, allow them to be the people that will influence more of your decisions. People that you have on the same level with you, trust me, majority of them will end up seeing you as enemies. Don't keep anyone on the same level with you that is not ready to journey with you where you are going. If you do it, they will always bring you back. Family members, they will bring you back. Friends, they will bring you back. I don't have much friends. Simple. I don't have much friends. I've spent time here in Just Plateau State, and I can tell you, I can't count myself having 5 friends. Do I have acquaintances? Yes. People that say, oh, hi, hello, yeah. Maybe they have something they're doing. They can invite me over, and I can maybe, go over there maybe once in a while. And that doesn't mean they're my friends. I don't sit down with them and discuss. Once you are someone that doesn't want to improve on your life, you don't have a vision of your life where you are going, or I notice that you're always dragging me back. Let me tell you the truth. Your life is always conforming to someone. It's either you are moving up, conforming to people that are ahead of you, or you're conforming to the people that are less than you. Practice the principle of OQP. You will see your life change dramatically. I promise you, it will not be sweet. People will castigate you. I'm telling you, once you are advancing in life, people will look at you and say, now you are getting busy. Now you are getting mean. Some people will even look at you and say, you are now proud. These are the labels that we are giving to me. Don't get bothered about that at all. Trust me, don't get bothered about that at all.
Said, develop your communication skills, because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are.
All right, so the third key to transforming your life is to developing your communication skills. Constantly work on how you communicate with people. Constantly work on how you share your views with people. Constantly learn how to sell your products or your ideas to people, because the day you open your mouth, you let the world know who you are. People don't know who you are until you open your mouth. How many of you have seen kids? I call them kids. Okay, you see people that guys or ladies, you say very tall, maybe they are like big and huge. Immediately the man opened his mouth to talk, he starts talking like a child. He said, this person, I can guess his age. You can't gauge the age of a man. I've seen 17-year-old lad, they look like 25 with mustache. Someone like me, I started growing mustache at a very young age. 10 years thereabout, I've already started growing mustache here. So there's no way you could detect my age. At the age of 20, I was already looking like 25, 30, because I already had mustache, as in I was already carving very well. When you open your mouth to talk, the world gets to know who you are. Develop your communication skill. That is the third thing. The first is change the way you think, your mindset. Number 2, practice the principle of OQP. Number 3, develop your communication skills, because when you open your mouth, you let the world know who you are.
He said those are 3 major things that you want to work on that will liberate you from living in Liberty City, living in poverty in Overtown. It will help to escape out of where you are right now. I didn't do what I'm doing for years because of my programming, because of the culture in which I was raised in. I would see other people with degrees and PhDs and MBAs and credentials I don't have, and I convinced myself I couldn't do it. But Mr. Washington, on that day, we became friends. And I read something by Dr. Norman Cousins. He wrote a book called The Biology of Hope. And he talked about the fact that when something happens to you, you don't deny it, you defy it. And I was defiant that I'm going to beat this, I'm going to handle this. That there are people who many times when something happens to them, that they embrace it from a place of fear and it takes them out. And Elsie Robinson said, things may happen to you and things may happen around you, but the most important things are the things that happen in you. And you have to stand up inside yourself and deal with it and handle it. Those experiences of going after goals that's beyond your comfort zone and having relationships that will challenge you and surrounding yourself with coaches and mentors who can take you to a place within yourself that you can't go by yourself because you can't read the label when you're locked in the box. And so those experiences, they challenge you to go to that next level and continue to move forward in your life, doing new and exciting things that eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor is it in the heart of mankind what God has in store for you when you live a heart-centered life, deciding that you're going to live a life that will outlive you. You're going to live a life that counts, a life that will build a legacy and change the planet. Ask yourself the question, who should I count on and who should I count out? And so many people never achieve their goals because they have too many toxic, negative, energy draining people in their lives. And you have to have goals outside of your comfort zone that will challenge you. Because
did you hear that? Did you hear that? Why
their lives. And you, because they have too many. Ask yourself the question, who should I count on and who should I count out? And so many people never achieve their goals because...
I want you to listen to this statement. You know, these are statements that changed my life. I don't know about you, but that's the statement that changed my life completely. Okay, please, if you can hear me, or I noticed that the network is a bit fluctuating. So if you can hear me, can I see you wave your hand? If you can hear me, can I see you raise your hand? If you can hear, the training, can I see you wave your hand, please? Moriah, okay. I want us to listen to this statement. It's very, very vital. Okay, these are statements that changed my life because, especially because of where I'm coming from and the way I was raised. Okay, listen to this statement.
Will never achieve their goals because they have too many top out. And so many people never achieve their goals because they have too many toxic, negative, energy draining people.
Toxic, negative, energy draining people. I love the way this man talks. He said a lot of people don't achieve their dreams and their goals because they have a lot of what? Toxic, negative, energy draining people around them. There are people you stay close to. Let me tell you, your energy level will keep going down. Value relationships that inspire you. Value relationships that grows you, that motivates you onto higher what? Higher life and higher achievements. And count out relationships that draws you back. You know, there was a time that I had a friend of mine. I'm going to share this story with you. I had a friend of mine that I love him so much, you know, and when things were very, very rough for me, the only thing this guy talks about all the time is how I can go back and there was a place I was working earlier. We call it EDC, okay. It's an educational institute, and the guy was, every time we talk about going there to go and teach, or going there to go and mark exam papers, or going, thinking about being a teacher. Why don't you just maybe take a teaching job with the government? Now, listen, there's nothing wrong there. There's nothing wrong there. Okay, I have another close friend of mine again that was like, when I was a young lad, he was like, no, man, you are very smart. Why don't you go back, start writing jam for people? That was when I was very young, but that's not what I wanted. At the age of 18, I had to decide and shut down my heart on one of my closest friends, about two of them. I will never forget them. These are intelligent guys, but the only way they believe they can make money as guys is writing exams for people, and there is money there. When I mean money, serious money. In one semester, you can write as much as 10 exams, and they are paying us as much as like 5K, 7K, 3K, 4K. So in one semester, you can make as much as cool 80K to 100K writing exams for people. That, for me, that was a wrong way of making money. That was a wrong way of making money. You write jam for people, but the people tell you there's nothing wrong there. There's nothing wrong there. Let me tell you, when things became very rough for me, so I encountered one of them. I noticed that every time I meet this guy, the only thing you always talk about is taking me back, bringing me back to the things I've done before. My dear, I had to consciously, personally assassinate that relationship. So anytime we meet, it doesn't mean we're not friends. Anytime we meet in school or even when we graduated, anytime we meet, we'll be like, oh, okay, how are you? Oh, man, when we're going to hang out? Maybe we'll meet in a place and maybe we'll have a bottle of drink. And that's all. We don't talk anything about my future. They don't know anything about what I'm going through or where I'm going. There are people you tell what they are going through in this business. Nobody will tell you. They will tell you, the suggestion they will give you is this. Why don't you just go back here? Why don't you just go back to your job? Why don't you just go back to... I assassinated. I will not forget them. These are my clues. Ekene was a secondary school mate. He was one of the most intelligent people I admired when I was in school. But when we entered university, his narrative about building wealth, trust me, was different. I am not trying to be proud, but they are not my equals when it comes to money making today, because I chose. I saw them buy phones that are worth more than 50,000, and I knew how they bought the phones while we were in school. After school, everything was flamboyant for them. Things was very, very difficult for me at that time. But I chose that good path. I maintained on that path of hard work. While we were in school, I would take my own little money I have and I would go for trainings, ICT trainings, and I will pay. And I'll go for those trainings because I wanted to develop my skills. Yes. Went under the mentorship of someone that taught me information marketing, how to sell, how to talk to people in public, how to present. I paid money. I served someone for 1 full year. The only thing he gave to me as money was 500 naira. 500 naira. How many of you can do that? Serve a man after you are already a graduate. The only thing he gave me was 500 naira, a bottle of Coke, what's it called? I've told the story before. Pineapple of 50 naira, and then a plate of food of I will not forget, a white soup, what we call in salad soup. That was the only thing he ever gave me. 500 naira, bottle of Coke, pineapple, 150 naira, and a plate of food. For 1 full year, I served it. But do you know what? I never saw it as anything. Because what my heart was going for is what this man is carrying. The information this guy has in his head. He was the one that taught me that making 1 million naira is very simple. Find a product that you can sell for 5,000 naira, sell it to 200 people, you make $1 million naira. That was the very first time making $1 million naira made sense to me. So I have to start thinking, is there anything I have? Is there anything I can put together that I can sell 5,000 naira, 200 people will buy it, and I make $1 million? And guess what? I made it. That was the young man that launched me into millions. I'm far richer than him today, and I still respect him today. I still call him my boss. Why am I giving you this story? Be careful of people around you. Be very, very careful. Anytime you are growing up, some people, the way they'll be reacting to you is as if they are not happy, but that's normal. Very, very normal. So if you have negative, energy-draining people around you, and you are doing this business, it is the fastest way to go down. Let me give you one of the things that helps me in our business. I think some of you must have seen it. You must have seen me do that. They work with me in the office here. I will open YouTube and I'll be watching recorded video of other team members that are very good. Have you not seen me do that before? Okay. Yeah. Some of you, listen to me. How many of you watch my videos? How many of you go to my YouTube channel to watch my videos? How many of you? I will open Engineer Opfon's videos and I'm watching. I will open La Buena videos and watch. I want to understand what made these people very, very unique, their pattern of thought. And I could see some things that they copied from me. And I'm telling you, those guys are also watching me. They are also watching me. There are statements that I know that it's from my background. They don't know it. The person talking, they don't know. The person must have watched my video and they use it. And guess what? It takes imitation to gain mastery. As they copy me, I copy them. Life is about copying. You copy me, I copy you. As long as you have what, as long as that thing I'm copying is giving me the result that I wanted. Simple. Be careful about the relationships you have around you. Mom, you are laughing. This training is very, very important to me.
In their lives, too many toxic, negative, energy draining
Energy
people
draining
in
people.
their lives.
People, energy draining. Let's talk about energy draining. There are people you meet, every drive in you to work will disappear. Have you ever seen them before? As in, every hunger you have in you will just feel like going to go and sleep. Have you not? They will tell you all the trouble. You just told them one problem you have. They will not tell you 100 of their own trouble. As in, even you will just give up in life. You want to go and sleep. All your emotions will be battered. Let me give you another one. Have you seen people that knows your mumu button? Your mumu, there's one I call mumu anger button. They just know how to make you feel bad. If they say 3 things, 2 will make you feel bad. Nothing motivating, nothing encouraging. No, you come around them, they will never see anything good in you. They always see that negative thing. They will, you're wearing a good clothes, they will say that your earring is bent. They will never see anything. We call them energy draining. Run away from them. It is a toxic relationship. I know what I'm telling you. If you want to be a high flyer, you have to be very, very conscious of conditioning your environment to be an environment of positivism and enthusiasm. I hate feeling down and bad. I hate it with passion. Anyone that worked closely with me for some months will know that I hate feeling down. Because once I'm down, my work gets crippled, everything gets crippled, my creativity gets crippled. So why keep people that will keep crippling you? Once you meet them, some of you motivate yourself like this. You meet somebody during the weekend, you say you want to go and hang out with the person, and all the motivations you have over the week will be 0. The following week, you will start again, all over again. Your life is always, you're up, you are down. You are up, you are down. You are up, you are down. Some of you listening to me, you know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry if you are single here. See, let me tell us, it's about relationships and we have emotions. Maybe you are saying, people like Mr. Toby, maybe you are single. There's that babe you say you like, but anytime you meet that babe, you don't get energy again to do anything. That's a toxic relationship. I know what I'm telling you. Very, very toxic. Make sure that people you have around you all the time are people that inspire you, people that motivate you onto where you are going. Don't keep people storytellers around you. There are people that don't think they talk about a story, relationship. There's a story I heard. There's one of my team members. I won't mention the center because I mentioned the center, you will know. Once you meet this stage, he said, Mr. Dobby said, Mr. Dobby, I hope this message is private. So you send it everywhere to everybody. It inspires you well. Okay, I pray so. Once you meet this lady, the other people you meet in your life, they don't talk about business. I'm talking about those of you here that are single. They don't talk about business. They don't talk about visions, about goals, about dreams. What they're talking about? Relationship. Let me tell you, if you have such people in your life, that is a very, very... See, I'm not saying you should run away from them, but please keep them anytime you want to totally yourself about relationship talk. Go meet them. I have friends that if I want to eat, let us joint in town. I call them. I have one guy in school. If your prayer life is low, just go and sleep in that guy's room for 3 days. You will start praying. The guy is prayer himself. He will wake you up in the morning to pray. In the night, he will wake you up to pray and study the Bible. You cannot, it's just not possible. I'm telling you, Piro, hey, he would ask you, when last did you win a soul? Bro, are you still paying your tithe? How is the Lord doing in your life? I'm telling you. Yes. Even in church, you will see people that the best of the same feather fly together. People that are very spiritual, they always move together with people that are very spiritual. The ones that are, they will also meet with wuru. Be careful about your relationship. Why I'm saying this is because I don't want us, after the millionaire school, you are fired up. You go out there, someone will leak it out for you where you are working. Don't live, always live, let your life keep moving up and up and up. Be conscious with it. Be conscious with it. So at the end of today, I want you to assess your networking and check whether your net is working. Are you hearing me? Assess your network. People that are around you, check them very well. Check them very well. You just finished from school, right? So obviously you're going to have plenty of friends or people that are still just finished from school, blah, 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 blah. If you have all of them around you, majority of them around you, let me tell you how your life will look like. There's a common problem with them. They're always struggling. They're thinking now about, oh, how we go for you service? How do we do that one? That's how your life will be revolving. But do you know, while I was in school, when we are, the time we are about to graduate, I was already jubilating. Let me just drop this paper and rushing and things, companies, businesses I want to build. I was going for trainings, learning this. There are people you have around you. You will be thinking about businesses you will build. How you position yourself to make sure that your NYAC will be one of the most exciting moments in your life about making money and advancing yourself. But keep people that are neutral from school with you. You know what you're thinking about a job. How do you get a better job? And then maybe if it's ladies, how do you marry? That's what you'll be thinking. I know I'm speaking to somebody here today. Where you are working, Mommy Olushola, who are the people closest to you? Mommy Bola Otokiti, where you are working, Madam King is Wanemuchechi, who are your closest friends? They influence you more than you can ever imagine.
Of goals outside of your comfort zone that will challenge you, because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been.
For you to do something you've never done before, to achieve something you never achieved before, you have to become someone you've never been. The problem is the becoming. Becoming is not sweet. Becoming comes with sacrifices. It comes with cutting off people. It comes with cutting off relationships. It comes with cutting off habits. Some of us, we have deadly habits. When I mean deadly and dangerous habits. You have to know you have to become someone else. All these millions and achievements and impact we're talking about, you can't do that being the same person. You can't. So you have to consciously assess your life and ask yourself who you are right now. Can you be able to fetch me and help me achieve who I want to be? Sorry, what I want to achieve. And the answer is no. You have to constantly renew yourself to become who you need to become in order to attract and achieve the things you wish to achieve.
And you got to have a mentor who's experienced, who's been there, done that, and as a result of who's experienced, who's been there, done that, and as a result of that, someone you've never been. And you got to have a mentor who's experienced.
Talking about having a mentor
who's been there, done that, and as a result of that relationship, because you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. Muhammad Ali said, "I'm the greatest," but he never won a championship without Angelo Dundee.
You know what he's saying? You must have a mentor that will constantly train you, help you, and push you. He said, you can't see, the label when you are in a container. Many times, many people don't even know they're in a rough until they meet someone that shows them they're in a rough and help them and pull them out from there. At different levels of our lives, we need to have mentors. At different areas of our lives, we need to have mentors. Many of you always hear me talk about, I have my mentor here, I have my mentor there. One of the worst things that I'm telling you, let me not talk much about that because I'm in that position anyway.
Jordan never won a championship without Phil Jackson. So you've got to have someone that can see something in you that you can't see, that can take you to a place within yourself that you can't go by yourself. Between ages 0 and 5, we determine what's available to us and what's not available to us. There are certain things I could not do, certain places I could not go. And so now you have to operate within the constraints of the dominant society and the things that they've created for you. And it's a challenge to see yourself beyond that and to work to get outside of that. You unconsciously operate within the parameters of what has been put in place. That many people, because they're not making a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to think outside of what life has thrown at them, they end up doing the same thing over and over and over again. Einstein said that thinking that has brought me this far has created some problems that this thinking can't solve.
Oh God, the thinking that brought you this far has created a problem that the same level of thinking can solve. In fact, he put this way, I know the quote very well. He said, you can't solve a problem using the same thinking pattern you had when you created them. So you need to upgrade. So a lot of people don't know that our environment and the things we have available has created a problem on place in rather put has placed a limitation on what we think we can achieve and what we think we could do, and and stuff like that. You just have to outgrow yourself. I just remember something this morning. I happened to be with Madam Rehab before the Millionaire School. I think when I was sharing with you something about work-life balance, and I met a man that taught me about work. A time came when I was working so hard, I thought that, oh, what makes you a real man is that you are at home 24 hours 7. I met a man that taught me. I said, no, so calm down. You're a young man. And he taught me something because of the environment where I was coming from. So I kept wondering, I said, how does someone then build a business that is all over the world and still give time to his family? And I'm telling you, I couldn't understand it. Doesn't mean that if he's traveling to America, you go there with the family. If you travel to Jamaica, you go there with the family. I couldn't understand. It was a battle for me until I met a mentor. I met a mentor that taught me and said, no, so this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Gave me some assignments. I think Rehab, I told you those things. Gave me some assignments. If you go back, ask your children this question. And then ask yourself this question about how you spend. When you talk about people and say, what do you remember about people? What do you really remember? The special times, the impact. It's not about the time you spend. He taught me and he said, that's the summary. It's not about the time you spend. It's about the quality of what you do in the time that you spend. You can spend 30 minutes with someone and that 30 minutes will remain in your memory more than the 5 hours or 1 full year you spent with people, some people. There are some persons you spend 30 minutes with them. That 30 minutes will be very remarkable. Do you understand what I'm saying? You will never forget it all through your life. Why? Because of the impact. He said, go ask them. And guess what? When I asked them the question, I was shocked. Some of them, they were reminding me, my daughter was reminding me of something I did for her 3 years back, 4 years back. Can you imagine that? When she was still 3 or 4, I was wondering, how did she remember it? So all the things, all the ones I've been doing, being available, not being available, she did not remember. Do you know why I'm telling you this? Most of the problems you think you have right now, there are people that have already gone through those problems and they have solutions to it. Cultivate relationships, have mentors, people that can guide you, people that can push you, people that have nothing to gain in your growth. That's how John C. Marshall puts it. People that have nothing to gain or lose in your growth. People that are not emotionally and family attached to you. So this one is not, oh, he's my husband, oh, he's my wife, oh, he's my mother, oh, he's my father, he's my brother or my sister. People that when you grow, you are growing for yourself and for your own family and not for theirs.
And so through relationships, through reading, through studies, through goals and dreams beyond your comfort zone, it allows you to begin to live out of your imagination as opposed to out of your history.
Talk to me about your grandkids, your great-grandkids. Like if you had just an hour to spend with them, what would you give them in terms of setting them up the way that Mr. Washington set you up? Like what are those core principles that you think are most impactful?
One, get to know yourself. That I believe that we're taught, be ye not conformed to this world, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. What it means is that don't live the life that has been given you.
By the culture, by your parents.
By their circumstances, by the people that's around you. That Sidney Poitier wrote a book called The Measure of a Man. And he said, when you go for a walk with someone, something happens without being spoken. He said, either you adjust to their pace, or they adjust to your pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to?
Powerful. Oh my God. We're going to stop here right now. You know why I played this training for us? I listened to this training, throughout the night, and then even this month, I really blessed my life. And I'm going to just unmute 2 or 3 persons now. You're going to tell me the part that really touched you. And then those of you that are here, you're going to tell me yours also. I'm going to start with Madam Scholar. Just 10 seconds. Can you tell me the part that struck you most? Madam Scholar, I'm unmuting you right away. Go ahead and unmute yourself. What part struck you most in this training? What part struck you most?
Okay, good morning, sir, and good morning, everyone.
Yep.
Okay, so what the area that struck me most is where you say that I should develop my communication skills. Yes, so that I'll be able to, when I open my mouth to speak, then I will tell the world all I've got to say about my business.
Exactly. When you open your mouth to speak, that's when the world knows who you are. Most of the greatest problems, most of the greatest problem in life is lack of good communication. When you don't communicate well, you can't sell your idea to people when you can't communicate well. You can't sell your business and the things you are doing very well when you don't develop your communication skill. Thank you so much, Madam Scholar. Thank you so much for that. Madam Uchechi, I want to unmute you. It's been long. I heard you speak. Madam Uchechi, kindly unmute yourself. Let me hear you speak, okay? So what area struck you most? What's your core lesson today? 10 seconds you have.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my dear.
It's about the people around you.
Beautiful.
To work on it.
Beautiful.
That's
so what practically what are you going to be doing after now? What, because it's about the action you're going to be taking after now. What are you going to be doing after now? Do you know at the end of this meeting, I had to on my own. So there are some relationships. Let me tell you what is going on in my mind, even when we're going through this training. There are some relationships I know I had. They motivated me, they helped me. Yeah, they had some challenges as persons and whatever, and some challenges with me. And I found out that I was the one wrong. Pride didn't allow me to. I told myself, you know what? I'm not going to allow pride to run me off this. I get to me. There are quality relationships that I know I can sit down and develop. I told myself, you know what? I'm going to go for this person. I'm going to go for this. I'm going to go for this. So what action are you going to take? And then there are many other relationships also that I have, people I have around me. I told myself, I am going to truncate and exterminate. When I mean truncate, exterminate, cut off entirely. These are the things that makes your life better when you hear and you take action. So what action are you taking now? Are you going to be taking after now?
I'm going to pick up the good ones and delete the bad ones.
Simple.
The ones that want, yeah.
Simple. Very, very simple. Let me give us a story. I had a friend of mine that, and there are a couple of friends of mine, and there was this one particularly that, he was, when he was in university, while in university, he was a cult member, and he denounced cultism. He denounced cultism, but something happened to him. I warned him of it. He didn't listen. Okay. And I grew up in an environment where they had a lot of cultism. Okay. So I know how their game runs very well. So I told him, bro, beautiful. You denied cultism. That is good. But if you don't change where you are living, if you don't move away from the hostel where you are, and then stop being in the environment where you find them, and cut off the relationship of these cultists, trust me, it's either they kill you or you go back. And when you go back, it will be more difficult to come back. Let me tell you the end of it. He ended up in jail. The young man. He ended up in jail. A few months after, he ended up in jail. He didn't listen to me. He lived in the same house, claiming he's no longer a cultist. Yes, he was no longer a cultist. Okay. But they were watching him. They kept luring him and kept luring him and kept luring him. And he went back into cultism and he was arrested and he was jailed. The person I'm talking about right now is serving a 15 years term jail. Currently, he's still in jail now. Why? He denounced cultism, but didn't take action. Yes. So, Madam Uchechi, what you're saying is true. There are relationships you don't manage, you cut off. When I mean you cut off, they are destructive, they are toxic, you cut off. Some of us, we are playing with fire. Yes, the young man, very beautiful life ahead. The parents had the money and everything, but he ended up ruining his life. And that was his 4th year in the university. He's in jail. Very soon, I think it should be in 2 years' time or 3 years' time, he will come out of jail. Can you imagine? He entered the jail, I think it should be around when he was 24, thereabout. In our 4th year. I'm telling you, 15 years of his life gone for good. He's not a graduate. Now an ex-convict. Why? He denounced cultism, but refused to cut off ties with cultism. Let me tell us the simple truth about it. I've been saying this. If maybe you stop smoking and you're still going to where they smoke, you are not sincere with yourself. You are a liar to yourself. You go back to smoking. It's as simple as that. So, Madam Uchechi, what you're saying is very, very, very true. And let me tell us this issue about relationship and friends around us is either it makes you or it will break you. Don't worry. My mentor taught me, one of them is late. When you get to your 60s and your 70s, let me tell you, there are relationships you will regret in your life that you didn't cut off early. For sure. So, Madam Uchechi, that's a very powerful lesson. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, even I say this and touch you very well. Yeah, yeah. It touch you well, huh? No, seriously speaking, no. What we are dealing with here is very powerful because the reason why we give up so easily because of the people around us. No, you can't be talking to someone like me and be feeling down. How not possible now? Yeah, I will speak that. How not possible? Cha. It's not possible. Mr. Toby, is it possible to stay around me and be demotivated?
It's not possible at all. Fire all the time.
Fire.
Every day, the Holy Spirit anointing all the time.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You can't stay around me. There must be a way out of no way.
Yes.
Are you hearing me? Everywhere now way. If there's no way, we create the way. What are you talking? Come on. I want us to deal with these relationship matters and friends around us. Trust me, and as I've told you, few years old, you go suffer you. Sometimes you go feel lonely. Some of you now, your mama and your papa. Yes, he's your parent. Some of you now them. I'm telling you, it took me my father, it took me my heart to stop telling my father of certain things. I'm telling you, for me to become a man. What we're discussing today is very, very vital and very powerful. Okay, I'm unmuting you, Sir Churchill. What area of this training struck you most? Oh, Sir Churchill, you are not there. Okay, if you're not there, I'm unmuting. Okay, you are there. All right. Just 10 seconds.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I think one area I pick here, which is very key, is that you will fail your way to success. You will fail your way to success. So failure is not an excuse. It's a way to success. So you must take it and then take it.
As part of the success journey.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You fail your way to success. Now look at how I see success here. Success is first about direction. Are you hearing me? Listen to me. Success is all about what? Direction. Be careful when you can successfully, when you think you are successful doing the wrong thing. Be careful of being successful doing the wrong thing. Just like my friends, they were so successful. You know, we want to look at success as money per se, but they were successful with making money the wrong way. Writing exams for people, doing job. They will tell you, after all, I'm better than it's not Yahoo. That's what they were telling me. They will tell me, you know, one do Yahoo. You know, one do 419. Oh yeah, now go write job. Now one job like this, 30K, 40K. Let me tell you where my own life led me to. I developed a skill of programming, computer programming. A time came in my business as a young lad, 2 years after my graduation, you know, because there is a department called computer science and computer engineering. I was writing programs and developing projects for people that are in university. I will never forget a particular semester, I made over 900,000 naira writing applications for masters, for PhD, and whatever. Be very careful when you are seemingly progressing in the worldview, doing the wrong thing. So success for me first is the path. When you choose the right path, developing yourself, have good relationships around you, let me tell you, that is not going to be a bed of roses. You are going to do what? Succeed at sometimes and fail at sometimes. But as long as you are on the right path, every failure you encounter, trust me, is a stepping stone for a higher what? Success. All right. I'm going to mute Mr. Toby. Okay. What struck you most, Mr. Toby? Mr. Toby, what struck you most? Go ahead and mute yourself. Share with me what struck you most.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, the key to a hunger-driven life is a heart-centered life. That is my own take.
It's from here.
It's from the heart.
Let me tell us something. Ray, within that short time I had with you this morning when I was driving back where I went to, I said something. I said, this life is very, very short. I want to say that again to us. This life is very, very what? Short. To leave it in regrets, to leave it on things your heart is not on. You can be on today, tomorrow you can be gone. For life, you'll be gone. What you are doing right now is your heart in, even in this business, is your heart in it. If your heart is not in it, one surest way is that there will be no hunger to drive. At the end of this meeting now, I'll be sending you a video. The video will be on how to share our business online, how to use WhatsApp. Okay, basically, there are some videos I've done in the past, how to use your WhatsApp group, broadcast list, and the rest of them. I will send that video to Ross. That video will be the center of our discussion and training tomorrow. If you don't have any hunger to watch that video, go back again to the drawing board and then ask yourself the question, do I have the heart of success for success in this business? If it's not there, you know there. And a couple of times, I think I've asked, there was a meeting we had, I asked you were there, right? And I asked them, I say, forget about, don't make me feel good. I asked them here in the meeting, when it comes to our M Global business, I said, Madam Rehab, tell me the sincere truth, please. Let it not be that you want to make me happy, or you don't want to answer me wrongly. Do you, in your heart, do you truly want to succeed? Do you have the hunger to succeed in the business? You know why I'm saying this? Because that is where it starts from. That's where it starts from. So go back. I'm going to send the video to Ross. Make sure you watch that video. For those of you I didn't unmute to share with me your lessons, I want you to do this for me. You can also write for me your greatest lessons and send it to me privately on WhatsApp, and I will take a look at it. I want to remind us of our vision for the year, becoming great leaders that drive change. So I want to unmute you right now. Put your hands on your chest and say after me, I'm becoming a great leader that drives change.
Becoming a great leader that drives change.
Say it as if you mean it. I'm becoming a great leader that drives change.
I'm becoming a great leader that drives change.
God bless you. If you don't have your partners here in the Millionaire School, make sure they watch this recorded video. It's very, very powerful. These are videos that gives all the foundation for success. God bless you. Make sure you watch the video I'll be sending across to you on how to use WhatsApp groups and how to use banners on Facebook and the rest of them. Do have a lovely and a wonderful day. Bye-bye.